Hey guys, welcome back. It's Knucklehead, and I want to give a quick update before I get started on this video. I have been applying to jobs still, and I called a job that I applied for to be an inspector, a home inspector, separate from the city inspector job that I applied for that I find out January 15th if I get hired or not. Well, not necessarily if I get hired, but if I pass the exam and that if I will move forward along in that process. But I applied for a home inspector job, and I actually called them and I was like, hey, I just applied. I was wondering if there's a timeline of when I'd be expected to be brought in for an interview. And they said, I think beginning of February. So I'm hopeful that I'll get something. I'm still keep my head up. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about cutting off toxic friends. Um, And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and it's really hard for me. So I've had this friend group for a really long time since before middle school that um, it it's just been really toxic. Basically, they are constantly joking on each other, hitting on people's insecurities, not supporting each other. And this isn't like banter, like playful banter, like ha ha ha, you're stupid, whatever. This is like that's why you did this and then this happened, like something that's like an actual insecurity of yours. And I actually talked to a few people who were associated with this group of friends that I have been with, and um, they actually agreed. They're like, yeah, this is a totally toxic group of people. And it's actually funny because it took me until going to college to really realize it, because I was around different people, and the way that we treated each other was totally different, and it was healthy. I used to almost get like anxiety when I was like going up to these friends, so-called friends, because I'm like, oh, what are they gonna say, or are they gonna start, making fun of me or whatever? And because I was used to that, I didn't know any other group really. I mean, I did, but I don't know why I chose to associate with those kinds of people. And I really should have. This should have been the nail in the coffin right before I went to college, because when I signed to be a Division I athlete, none of my friends showed up to support me. And the signing took place during the school day, so it's not like they didn't have a chance. Nobody had class. This was in the school day where we had something called MP at our school, or block day, and you would have like an hour of free time during this, and that's when I did my signing. And I did have people there to support me, like my family and other people that I played sports with, but the group of people that I hung around, they didn't support me. And so I think that it was out of jealousy, or uh, I don't know, hatred, maybe, whatever you want to call it, because I'm the only one out of my friend group that I'm talking about that went to college and graduated from college as well. So it totally can be from a place of jealousy. And another reason why, I'm choosing to distance myself from these people finally is because of their habits. They, birds of a feather, they flock together, right? And I don't want to be sitting around all day smoking weed and playing video games all day long. And it's one thing to play video games here and there. It's fun, right? And I'm not um, I'm not looking down on anyone that likes to smoke. That's, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But these people that I associate with, that I'm cutting off, they wake up, smoke weed, they go to work, they smoke weed at work, They get home, they smoke weed, and then they play video games all day, every single day. It'll be a Friday or a Saturday night, and they're playing video games, smoking weed. Every time they hang out with each other, it only involves smoking weed and getting high. And that's not me. I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke. I don't really enjoy that because it's just not my thing. And don't get me wrong, if you're the type of person at the end of the day, you like to, get a little high or whatever, that's fine. But for me, I just feel like we have different goals, and I feel like they like to gang up on me and try to put me down, and they try to poke at my insecurities. And I actually haven't told any of them about this channel besides two really good friends of mine that I've been sticking by. And this isn't like a 2026 thing where I'm like, oh, 2020, new year, new, whatever. This is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while now, and that I'm going to stick to regardless of the new year or not. This is something that I have to do for my mental health and for my goals and for my future. I want to be around people who want to improve on themselves and who also want to better themselves, and even the people around them. None of my friends don't necessarily try to better you. They honestly, if you try to better yourself, they'll make fun of it or look down on you. They'll make snide remarks, a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, I've just decided, I'm going to step away, and that'll be that, really. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. And I also forgot to mention that I think I'm going to see a recruiter tomorrow for the Air Force. I'm not going to join yet. I'm not going to do anything rash. So I did talk to one of my childhood friends who's actually in the Air Force as a mechanic, and he signed a 6-year-long contract, and he actually told me that he's really glad that he did it because he lives in Europe now, and he's gotten to travel and see a lot of places in the world that he wouldn't otherwise had he gone to college or something like that. So he's liking it, but he did tell me that recruiters will lie to you a little bit, or they'll tell half-truths. So he told me to go and talk to a recruiter and see what jobs are available. I have a high priority list on the firefighter job personally for me, so that's what I think I'm going to try to go for. And but he did say that sometimes certain jobs might not be available, and you can actually sign, I believe, when that job becomes available. So, but yeah, I'm not going to sign yet. I'm still weighing my options. I'm still trying to find other jobs first, like a good job. So I don't want to do anything rash, but at the same time, fortune does favor the bold, right? So there's never a perfect time to do anything. Sometimes you just have to do stuff. So, and that's just kind of what I'm doing now, because I mean, it's not like I really have much of an option, really. I mean, I do. I really do. I definitely do. But at the same time, I'm 25 and I want to get stuff going on. I need to get moving here. I need to get something going. So I don't want to be sitting around and living in my parents' house forever, right? I don't want to ever be stagnant. I think that's probably my biggest fear in life, truth be told. I've met way too many adults who hate their job or have worked a job for 10 years and they got laid off, and they say stuff like, well, I should have did this, I should have did that. I want to look back on this time in my life and say, hey, I tried, I did this, I did that. If it didn't work out, at least I did something. I didn't sit around and mope all day. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever, guys. Have a good day.